So you're moving to Northern Virginia and you have no idea where to start your research. Well, guess what? You just happen to stumble on the best video possible. Because in this week's video, I share with you some of the best ways to start your research when moving to Northern Virginia. And make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because number 6 on this list is hands down the best way to start your research. And we're getting started right now. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor, and welcome back to another video on the original Living in Northern Virginia YouTube channel. So let's say right now you live in Florida, Texas, California, Arizona, Colorado, and you just got a fantastic job opportunity right here in Northern Virginia. You're super excited, you're gonna get a huge pay increase, but then you realize to yourself, I don't know anything about Northern Virginia. So that's why I wanted to make this video. I'm gonna share with you some great resources and tips to really help start your research when moving to Northern Virginia. And a lot of these resources, I even personally use myself when I'm doing research for my YouTube videos. So let's get it started right now with some of the best ways to start your research when moving to Northern Virginia with county websites. Now when I say county websites, I'm not talking about the boring government-owned websites. I'm talking about more fun, visitor guide county websites. Yeah, these websites, they are fantastic resources. It shows like the fun and entertainment aspects of the county, like points of interest, where to eat, where to shop, outdoor activities, maybe events coming to the county. Basically, it's gonna highlight all the best parts about living in these counties. So I'll jump on a couple of these websites to kind of show you some examples, and I'm gonna leave links in the description so you can check them out yourself. So first, we'll start off with the Fairfax County website, which is fxva.com. Again, these are fantastic websites to start your research, like places to eat and drink, where to stay, where to explore. You want to plan your trip to Fairfax County. You have some awesome maps and visitors guides. And one thing I really do like, I'm going to scroll down here. Look, it has a big map of Fairfax County, and it has all the towns highlighted. So let's click on, Reston, for example. Look at that, things to do in Reston restaurants, a tour of Reston. Like I said, if you're moving to Northern Virginia, hands down the first place to start your research is the county websites. Great resources, and like I said, I'll leave links in the description so you can easily find them. Next on the list when researching your move to Northern Virginia, it is gonna be niche.com. So niche.com is hands down one of my favorite websites. It's a great resource, and what it does, niche.com, it ranks schools, neighborhoods, cities, towns, best places to raise a family, and so much more. And niche.com is probably my #1 resource when I'm researching my YouTube videos. So let's jump on niche.com. So right now, I'm in the best suburbs to live in Virginia page. I actually did a full video on this about 6 months ago. I will definitely check it out. But look, you have best places for families, most diverse, best public schools, cost of living. I mean, this is a fantastic website. So look at this, best for families. It has Broadlands ranked #1. So we'll click on it. It'll show a map of the Broadlands. Scroll down, A+ overall rating, A+ for schools, A- for housing, A+ good for families. It's a lot of good information. And again, it's a great place to start your research when moving to the area. So yes, niche.com is a fantastic website. I literally use it all the time, but don't take it as gospel. Obviously, you still want to do your own research because it may have a certain town ranked #1, but it may not be a great town for you, so just keep that in mind. Next on the list when researching your move to Northern Virginia, and that's going to be home search websites. So when you're relocating to Northern Virginia, chances are the cost of living here is going to be a lot more compared to where you're coming from. And the majority of those costs come with housing. And 2 great websites that I recommend to really prepare yourself for the cost of buying a house or the cost of renting a house, and that's going to be Zillow.com and Apartments.com. So we're going to jump on Zillow right now. I'm actually show you a very cool feature. So a cool thing about Zillow, obviously you can look at the home prices so you can get an idea of how much the homes are, but also it'll share the commute times. So let's say you want to live in Ashburn, single family home under $1 million. Let's just click on this one. The actual house doesn't matter. We'll scroll down and travel times. So let's say we're going to work in Arlington, Virginia. And look at that, it shares the estimated commute time. 40 minutes rush hour, 37 minutes no traffic. May not be the most accurate, but at least it gives you a rough idea. And let's type in Washington, D.C. And look at that. So that house in Ashburn to Washington, D.C. for your commute, about 56 minutes on average. Now, if you're looking to rent, I 1000% recommend checking out Apartments.com. It's going to be your best resource when looking for rentals. So let's jump on here right now. We'll look at some stuff in Reston, Virginia. There's gonna be a lot of great apartment complexes. A lot of these are luxury as well. And the cool thing about a lot of these apartment complexes, they offer 6-month leases, which is a fantastic option if you actually want to move here first, get to learn the area, and then buy a home. So like I said, if you're looking for a rental, I highly recommend apartments.com because they actually have more than just apartments. They actually have single family homes and townhomes. Now the next best way to start your research when moving to Northern Virginia is talk to people who actually live here. Now the best route would be if you already have friends or family who already live here in Northern Virginia, because they'll give you the real inside scoops and they already know you personally, so they'll be able to kind of point you in the right directions on what areas you may like or areas you may not like. Now if you don't have any friends and family already living here in Northern Virginia, that's all right. Your next best option is to connect with your new coworkers who are working here in Northern Virginia. So 2 great places to connect with your future coworkers. One is going to be Workplace by Meta. If you're not familiar with Workplace, basically it's like a Facebook page, but for businesses. And if your company does not have a Workplace page, your next option is going to be a private Facebook page. And most companies end up having at least one of the 2. Now, chances are, once you start connecting with your new coworkers, it's a high possibility they probably relocated from another part of the country maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. So they know exactly what you're going through, and they may be able to give you some great tips, like great neighborhoods that'll be very easy commutes to the office, daycares for the kiddos, some fantastic restaurants that all the employees go to, maybe for like happy hour, things like that. So yes, once you get that job here in Northern Virginia and you know you're moving here, definitely talk to your coworkers because the more people you talk to, the better you're gonna feel about your move to Northern Virginia. Now the next best way to research your move to Northern Virginia, and this is hands down what I believe is one of the best ways to research moving here, and that is to come for a scouting trip to Northern Virginia. So all these websites, they're fantastic, or videos on YouTube are great, or even talking to your coworkers, but nothing compares to being here, boots on the ground. Come for a long weekend. I recommend flying maybe a Friday morning and leave Monday or even Tuesday afternoon and just drive around all over Northern Virginia. So when you come here on your scouting trip, chances are you probably have anywhere from 4 to 6 towns or neighborhoods already lined up, but just drive through those neighborhoods. Drive there in the daytime, maybe even at nighttime, go to the local restaurants, the town centers, and just get a feel for the area and kind of see how long the commute would be from maybe that town to where your office is gonna be located. So this is hands down one of the best things to make your move to Northern Virginia so much easier, because you could have had a certain town that was #1 on your radar, but when you come on your scouting trip, you kind of realize, I don't want anything to do with this town. This is definitely not for me. However, another town that was kind of off your radar now is #1 on your list. So now when you move here in, let's say, 6 months or a year, you know exactly where you want to live, so it's gonna make your move here that much easier. Also on the flip side, now this does not happen a lot, but it does happen. You may come here and realize it is not for you. I had a client who was actually relocating from the New England area, and they came for the scouting trip, and after a weekend of being here, they realized, they're like, hey David, you know, Northern Virginia is just not for us. We do appreciate higher income we're gonna get here, but we're gonna stay back home. It's just better fit for our family, and that's totally fine. So imagine if this family had never done a scouting trip at all. They would have moved all their stuff, their family, their lives all the way here to Northern Virginia just to regret their decision to move here. So when I say come here for a scouting trip, it's not a recommendation. It is a 100% must before moving to Northern Virginia. Now, the next way to continue your research on moving to Northern Virginia, and you're watching it right now, it is this YouTube channel. I've done over 100 videos on everything Northern Virginia related. What's like to live here, what's like to work here, pros and cons, drone tours, cost of living, relocation tips, and so much more. So because of this YouTube channel, I've helped dozens of families relocate to Northern Virginia over the past 2.5 years, and everybody's needs and wants are a lot different, and yours as well. So if you're even thinking about moving to the area, you know, reach out to me. You can give me a call, text, email, and we can jump on a Zoom call and really discuss your needs and wants and really make your move to Northern Virginia that much easier. And if you want to learn more about living right here in Northern Virginia, check out these videos right here. They're going to be fantastic resources, and I'll see you on the next video.